Hey, welcome back to the shop. Got a new project. I have right here a what do we call those things? Milwaukee Packout box. And in that Milwaukee Packout box, if you look down there, is a lithium-ion battery. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build my own battery box. Couple uses, multi-use actually. And the reason this box is actually kind of a little big for this, but bunch of stuff I want to do with this. So let's go over what we're going to use it for. So first and foremost, I have some heavy duty wire, some Anderson plugs. I'm gonna mount the Anderson plugs on the outside so I can use it for an electric trolling motor battery. So part of the canoe project, this will be the battery box for the canoe. So that's the first one. The second one is for my RV, for my sled and truck camper, there's only enough room for one battery. And one battery lasts me about a day. And I don't really know why. Something uses a lot of power in there. One of these days I need to figure that out. But with the same Anderson plug on this, I'm going to be able to hook this in. I'm going to buy another one of these batteries so they're the same. I'm going to be able to hook this to my camper as basically a boost box, so that I can set this on the ground next to it. I can use that same cable that I'm going to use for the trolling motor, and then I can double my battery capacity on my camper, so to give me a little bit more battery life. So if I'm using it in an RV situation, I'm going to put in a solar charge controller, so I can get a couple 100-watt panels. I can also plug those into this box, and then use solar to charge it and maybe charge my camper battery at the same time, but without putting a whole solar system on my RV. The other thing I'm going to use it for is I'm going to use it for my Starlink Mini. If I'm in an area where we do a lot of camping, that's, what do they call it? Dispersed camping, right? So it's not an actual camp spot where we live. Lots of trees, big fir trees. So if I need to move the mini Starlink out a ways, probably not a couple hundred yards, 50 yards, 60 yards, whatever, from where I have the RV, I can just drop this right next to it and then plug in the mini Starlink, and don't have to worry about running extended power cords or anything else, and that will run the Starlink. I'm going to put stuff on it eventually for like USB-C charging, like, you know, you could hook your phones to it, charge. I could charge up this camera if I needed to. So just like this multi-use battery thing. Could I buy one? Sure, but if you guys haven't figured it out yet, I'm cheap. I like to tinker. I don't think anybody builds a product that meets all my needs, so I have to, of course, screw with stuff. So this is the kickoff to that project, and I'm not going to do it all at once, to be honest with you. I mean, even buying just the bits and pieces is kind of expensive, but I don't know if you look outside right now, but man, it is gorgeous out today, 70 degrees. It's the end of April, so I want to get the canoe out. I want to go do some crabbing. I want to go try it, maybe do some smallmouth bass fishing, one of the local rivers. So I have the stuff to at least get the battery in, get all the disconnects and everything hooked up for that, all the safety devices, and then make up this cable so that I can use this thing. I can put it in the front of the canoe and then use it to at least go out and try running the canoe around. So that's what this project will be. So let's get started. All right, here's kind of the basic layout. So over here is going to be the battery. So on the positive side, we're going to go to a resettable 60 amp breaker. And then from that breaker, we're going to go over to this power distribution strip. And then from there, we'll do the positive side of our Anderson connector, or multiples. So this is the base part of the system. Also, remember we still have the battery here. On the negative side, we'll run through a switch so that we can disconnect all the power to the box. If we need to, we can just turn the switch off. And then the negative will also run to a distribution switch strip, and then from there back to the Anderson plug. So these two power distribution bars here will allow us for all of our future hookup downstream. So solar charger, battery charger, plug for mini Starlink. I mean, anything else that we ever want to hook to it, we'll just have to hook to these two. So these are just Amazon specials. They have the big posts for big eyes, and then they have the little screws where you can add stuff to it, and they're color coded. So that's what the basic wiring that we're going to get done now. Like I said, we're just going to put in, all I have is the stuff for the Anderson connectors. So this is another Anderson connector, but it actually has a mounting bracket. Let's see, hold on. Has a mounting plate so that when I mount it to the box, there's our Anderson plug. I don't have it screwed in yet, but that's the sealed unit. And then, so anyway, so that's the battery side. But before we can wire up the battery, we need to mount the battery in the box. As you can see, there's this rib down here in the bottom of this box, which sits up higher than these ridges, which allow it to rock back and forth. It can slide around from side to side. So we don't want any of that stuff. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use these installed slats here. I have some 3/8 inch OSB right there, which should slide right into the slats. So we're gonna make basically a wooden piece that comes around the battery, holds it, and then we'll make a cover for the battery so it's protected. And then I'll probably just drill a couple holes, one to run the battery cables in and around the battery, and then two to be able to get to the top of the terminals. Either that, or I might get fancy, put a little hinged plate on it or something to connect the battery terminals. Anyway, but that'll give us a surface up on top of it to mount all of our stuff to. But that's the first part, is we need to get this battery mounted in the box. Got our board set up out here. Gonna use the old Ryobi saw, cut a couple strips, and then we'll test fit them. All right, a little progress report update here. Got the box. If you notice, flip this around here. If you notice, there's this rib here in the bottom. So I've got these two pieces of rubber on either side supporting the battery. There's the slits here, as I talked about, to hold onto the divider. So this is the divider, which just sits down like so. Okay, that back part back there, that makes where the battery goes in that section. So let me lift the battery up here. We'll put the battery in. Oops, screw up my camera here. Hold on. Fortunately, I know a halfway horrible editor. All right, so let's see what I do with the battery. Oh, here it is. All right, so now our battery can go back there. Oops. Just watching you guys have put the divider on the wrong side. Oh, now I can't get it out. I'm gonna have to get it out. Okay, how about this? Let's do it down on the ground where we can all see. Yep. There we go. Get my divider out of here. Somehow. Oh. Boy, I'm gonna have to get a tool for that. All right, now let's install it the correct way. There we go. Now the battery will fit. There we go, battery's nice and tight, and they're just like that. Doesn't go anywhere. So I think what I need to do now is, let's move this over here. Come down a little bit. So now I need to build some kind of cover, wood piece to mount all of my connections. But I need to make it removable so I can get to the battery posts, and there'll be stuff mounted coming out of the box, like in the front and lower positions. But right now, the battery, as you can see, solidly mounted in the box. So that's the most important thing. All right, I'll bring you back once I get some more progress done. All right, a little bit more progress here. So I made this this cover. As you can see, it's on hinges. So there's the battery. I made this piece. I'm not gonna pull it out because it's wedged in there pretty tight. The back of it goes down this other divider slit all the way to the bottom, sits in the ground, and it sits right, there you go, sits right on top of the battery for support. And then when the lid comes down, it acts as a stopper. So this keeps the board off of the two terminals, there we go, off of the two terminals. And I think that like stuff, like I was talking about the battery switch, like now I'm thinking like I can just drill a hole in the board and put it in this corner and it will mount. And then I'll just leave my wires long enough that if I need to access the battery, I can, and then I can just tuck the cables down around the edges. Same thing with the hot side of it. I can just put the breaker up on this section like that. And then I think what I'll do is should have enough room. So yeah, now I can mount those terminal blocks like that or like that, probably like this, and then I can run all my other wires down in here to the front of the box out here, where I'm going to mount, you know, stuff like that Anderson plug. So I think that'll work out pretty good. Gives me a little bit of space to have some extra wires and stuff in here. Once again, like I said, one of the things I want to do eventually is be able to put like a solar charger and stuff on it. So I think I'll be able to mount like that inside the box down inside here. Yeah, give me some more options. So boom. It's kind of just making it up as I was going along, and it's working pretty good. But if you look at my watch, it's 5:45, so it's like close to dinner time, and which means beer time. So I'm gonna clean up my mess outside, put my stuff away for the day, and shelf this one until next time. Battery box, right? So I've got these, what do we call these? There's a name for them. Anderson plugs, yeah, Anderson plugs. They're gonna mount in the top right here. This I'm just turned on its side. It's gonna mount in the side, so I can just don't have to open the top of the box. Keep it a little bit more weatherproof. These aren't watertight or anything else, but we're gonna cut into that. We'll mount these guys, and then that way, anything that we want to do heavy duty battery voltage wise, we can just plug into these. Hey, back on the battery box. I don't know if you've noticed this, but all my videos are probably choppy a little bit here, a little bit there. I move around, like I get so far on a project, I'm out of parts, I'm out of time, whatever, I move on, and then something else comes up. But anyway, been working on the battery box a little bit, getting a little bit closer. So let's go over what I've already got done. So I've cut 2 holes in the box, and then if you look, I've already installed one Anderson plug in there. I've got the wooden frame, so the power disconnect switch will actually be on the ground. So back here, I guess we'll look back here first. So I got the battery in here, I'm mounted. I've got a little plastic block, keeps the battery away, or mounted in the sides so it can't come up. So what I'll do is I'll run from the negative side of the battery here to the back of the switch through here, and then bring another power cable up to this grounding block. And so to disconnect everything, I'll just be disconnecting ground, because on the positive side, same thing, come from the back of the battery. I'm gonna go through this 60 amp circuit breaker, and then from the circuit breaker to the bus bar here also. And then both of these will then run to this fuse block here. So for my smaller stuff, I can fuse it, keep it safe, and then I can mount that stuff out wherever I want. And then as you see right here, I mean, these are just loose, but I do have, that's the back of the Anderson plug on it now. So I've got some spare wire over here. I'm gonna try making up, hooking the battery up to the bus bars so that then I can start mounting the accessories and I can build the other Anderson plug for it. But yeah, getting there little by little. I think it'll be pretty handy. It's a little bit big, but we'll see how it comes out. All right, the battery box. Basically, this is going to be the last, well, this will be the last clip of the battery box project. For where it stands now, I have it all, got it all finally wired. If you've watched the last video where I went to the beach, I actually used it in the canoe, worked really well. Really happy with it. But I want to show you guys what the final product looked like, at least for what it is for now. Because like I said in the video, I have lots more plans to do stuff with this, but we can at least see what's going on now. So I got the two Anderson plugs, are currently the only hookups for it, but those are both there, an upper and a lower one that work. And then inside the box, this is what the final kind of wiring look like. So as you can see, got the wire coming out from the switch to the ground bus bar. These two wires are for the two Anderson plugs. This wire comes over to this fuse block. Right now I don't have anything hooked to it, but this is for future growth, for USB-C chargers and all that kind of stuff. I've got the, off the positive side, I've got the battery cable coming out here through the disconnect to the bus bar, same thing. So, and conveniently right now, my power cord just sits in the bottom of that. But that's what it looks like. So here's the back. It just ran and put the cords on there, but it works good. It's I'm really happy with it. For charging the battery, where's my battery charger? I'll show you what I did. My battery charger is over here. I think in the drawer that says battery charger. Yep. So this is the specialty lithium. This is a special lithium battery charger, and all I did was I cut the cord and I mounted an Anderson plug on the end of the cord of it. So I just plug this charger into the front of the box. The cords are a mess here. Anyway, just charge that in. Just there we go. Just plug that in to the front, plug it into power, and then this automatically charges it. I might at some point try to actually put that charger inside the box, but it's kind of big. I don't know that I need it all the time. The more stuff I add to this box, kind of the heavier it gets. So I'm gonna try to keep it down on weight a little bit, not a whole lot. I mean, anyway, but we'll see. But that's the final iteration. There it is. That's the final. What am I trying to say? That's it for now. Okay. So I'm gonna go add this video to this clip to my other videos, and then publish it, and we'll come back to the battery box again at some point when probably the next step would be to hook solar to it, or maybe some USB-C chargers or something, or maybe a combination of all that again. So anyway, thanks for watching. If you got any questions or you got any other power suggestions for this thing, let me know. Drop me a comment on it and tell me what you think. I kind of like it. I really like it so far. I'm kind of excited to see where it goes in the future and how handy it is. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.